The internet was reported to have been buzzing once again on Saturday after President Museveni's son, Gen Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who has been mobilizing support ahead of the 2026 presidential elections, announced that he would not contest for the country's top office, currently occupied by his father for nearly 4 decades. He stated, "I would like to announce that I will not be on the ballot paper in 2026. Almighty God told me to focus on his army first, so I fully endorse President Yoweri Museveni in the next elections." Gen Muhoozi, who serves as the Chief of Defense Forces, CDF, a position he has held since March 21, 2024, when he was appointed by his father, posted on his X handle in the early hours of Saturday morning. In another tweet that followed about an hour after the first one, the 50-year-old heir apparent to the presidency told his over 95,000 X followers that for me, nothing on this earth is more holier than UPDF. So I cannot think of a greater honor than being in UPDF. He emphasized it is holy ground. God bless holy UPDF and sacred Uganda forever, before warning that no civilian would lead Uganda after his aging father, a former rebel leader who recently celebrated his 80th birthday. As social media users were still debating his posts, the controversial general asked his millions of supporters, especially mobilizers of his political pressure group, Patriotic League Uganda, PLU, to support Mr. Museveni, who plans to extend his grip on power in 2026. He further stated, "The future belongs to our mighty God alone, and we shall triumph in his name," before taking a swipe at foreign media houses whose journalists he described as lowlife, planning to pen opinions about his presidential ambitions. He continued by stating, "Now some low-life foreign journalists are going to write op-eds in their Western papers saying, 'Museveni's son a threat to Ugandan democracy,' egged on no doubt by internal and foreign enemies who want to enslave our country again." He emphasized, "Fellow Ugandans, resisting the imperialists is a patriotic duty." For approximately 2 years, Gen Muhoozi and his supporters have traversed the country, celebrating birthday parties and other events in which they announced him as their preferred candidate for the 2026 presidential elections. The date of the elections has been set to about January 12, 2026. It was observed in March 2024, when Gen Kainerugaba was appointed as the Chief of Defense Forces, that his appointment could have been a reminder that he is a serving soldier and should steer clear of politics due to legal restrictions. However, Gen Muhoozi continued with his mobilization efforts unhindered by this law. In response to his actions, there were differing reactions from various parties, including a statement from Mr. Udrek Uwabwogo, a presidential advisor on exports, who is said to harbor presidential ambitions and enjoys the support of some members of Museveni's family. President Museveni also advised his party members to avoid unprincipled conflicts and focus on the party's core principles of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. Political analysts suggest that President Museveni's next term of office, assured for 2026, may be characterized by internal struggles for supremacy among family members rather than political battles with opposition parties, as most political parties and leaders have either been integrated into the ruling party or silenced through bribery. The role that Gen Kainerugaba chooses to take could potentially impact how or when President Museveni relinquishes power.